actually here to get an echo today, which is basically, like I said in my previous videos, it's a detailed screening or an ultrasound of his heart. So pretty much today we're going to get some news whether or not it's closing, or if that flap that I had mentioned in my first video stuck to the wall or anything. We're kind of gonna get a more realistic update of what's been going on inside of him for the last month and a half. So I don't know if I can manage to make a full vlog out of our appointment today, but if I can, I'll post it. But if not, then I'll post it in another video. Yeah, just keep him in your prayers. We just finished with the echo. Little boy did so good, even though he's so sleepy. They're gonna go see the doctor and they'll move us to another room and we'll get our results within the next 30 minutes, I think. I'm hoping that everything's well. I wish I knew how to read the screen because it would be so much easier. But I'll keep you guys posted. Hey guys, so it's been a couple of hours now since we've gotten home. I will start by saying it was good news. There was some new things that we did discover, but then there's also good news that comes with the discoveries. I'm technically not allowed to record in the hospital that we're in. There's signs everywhere saying that I can't record, but I try to always secretly record clips, or even just so I can remember what the doctor said or whatever it may be. So today I got another one of these little diagram thingies. I highlighted it so it can make more sense when I try to explain it, because it looked like chicken scratch before. I'm gonna go ahead and put in parts of the clips of the doctor talking. It's a little hard to hear, so if you can't hear, I'll try to better explain it afterwards.
So we see the same hole that we saw last time. So remember, like we talked about last time, if this is the heart, this is the right side, this is the left side, and this is the wall separating the two sides. That comes from the left side to the body from this, and this is the area we're seeing the hole. And what's happening with this hole is, this is the right side of the heart, and this is the left side of the heart. And the blue blood comes from the legs and the head and the rest of the body on the right side. Goes to the lungs, so these vessels, comes back on the left side and goes to the body through this vessel. And this is the hole we're talking about. What happens with this hole? The blood comes from the left side to the right side and goes directly to the lungs. Sometimes with this hole, some babies have struggle with the breathing, and they breathe fast. But what's happening with his heart is this valve here. This is called the tricuspid valve. It's set to the top and bottom chamber. You see this host close this to the hole? It's kind of closing this hole a little bit. So there's not, although it looks big, there's not much blood going from this side to this side. So this is a good sign. So, and this side of the heart, which gets bigger when the hole is big, is not getting big. So these are all good signs. I'm happy the fact that this is getting smaller by this valve. So it's at this point, I still think he is going to need something done, but I don't think it's needs to be done in the next 3 to 4 months, maybe later on.
Okay, so pretty much what he was talking about in that portion of the video is in this picture. Hopefully you can see it well. So this is his hole. Of course, this is his heart, the chambers, and this is his hole. It's a large hole, and this is a tricuspid valve, I think is what it was called. And pretty much these kind of open and close to let the blood go through. Well, this side of the valve is actually covering part of this hole, which is helping stop blood from passing through here. So it's almost as if like a band-aid is on it so that it won't leak. Now the next part of the clip I'll put in here.
The other thing we watch for is this blood vessel here, which comes on the left side, is leaking a little bit, not much. And if it starts getting leaking more, that's the time we close it. And typically it's done around 6 months of time, but I don't think for him it's going to be around 6 months time. I think if we need to close it, it's going to probably be late.
And that leak he's referring to is right here. He didn't see it last time, but they see it this time, which is this leak. Like he said in the video, he doesn't really see. So like in the video, he says he doesn't really see a need to do anything for it right now, which he had already pushed back Silas's surgery once, but now he's thinking he won't need surgery until he's about a year old. Of course, that's all dependent on how he does with his weight gain, with several other factors like his breathing and stuff. If all those things stay good, then he won't have a need to do the surgery until he's older. And even at that, he said, we'll discuss it. So I'm not throwing it out the window. Obviously, the hole is still there. Just because it's getting covered doesn't mean that it's not there. And we'll be able to talk about the long-term effects of that later on down the road. But right now, we're taking all the good news. We're taking every victory. Now, as far as his medication goes, they actually lowered his dose on his medication. He was taking 3 milligrams twice a day. And so now they moved him down to 0.02 milligrams. They have him on it as more of a preventative now, because the time between our appointments is going to be further apart. They want to make sure that if anything were to happen, if more blood started to leak to the other side, or that leaky valve, anything, that he would kind of be covered with the small dosage of medication. So at this point, we're kind of just playing it by ear. I guess technically the whole time we were playing it by ear, but everything seemed a little more rushed, like things needed to get done now. I'm just happy that today was a bunch of good news again. It's been really hard since finding out his diagnosis. I mean, as a mom, you know, you never want your kid to be sick. You never want them to hurt. You don't want them to endure anything painful. I don't even know what he's feeling or what he would have been feeling if he had all the symptoms they were expecting him to have. And on top of that, I have really bad anxiety. So, I mean, it was just weighing really, really heavy on me. I know, you know, on camera or in person or whatever, it doesn't seem like things bother me, but a lot of the times you are not finding out the information at the same time we did. So by the time you've seen me or I've posted these videos, I've already had time to process what was happening or what is happening. My husband and I are pretty private people. We like to process, you know, what goes on between us before we let other people know. And I know that sounds crazy because you're like, oh, Mariah, but you're putting your life on, you know, on the internet. You know, people are gonna see, and people are this and people are that. But I had time to process long before you guys found out. And I'm grateful that I'm able to share this journey with other people. The first thing I did when I found out about my son's diagnosis is I jumped on YouTube to try to see other people's journeys. And sadly, there wasn't a lot of people posting with my son's specific diagnosis. And it was hard because you can read all these articles or you can watch videos of doctors explaining what it is, but to see somebody go through it in real life is very different than reading everything or, you know, all the doctory side. I wanted to know the human side. What were the struggles? What are the things that came up? And that's what I hope to document here on this channel. It may not be the next day or the moment it happens, but I do want to put it out there for other moms, for other parents, for other families to know kind of what to expect. And granted, not every situation is the same. Not every VSD is the same. Not every hole, not every location, not any other heart defects or situations going on. Not everybody's is going to be the same, but I just wanted somebody's story. I wanted to hear how they handled everything. And we may not know what's going to happen. We may not know how everything's going to play out, but I do want to be very raw and very real in everything that happens, both good and bad, because like I said, not everybody's situation's the same, and some people are not going to have the greatest news, and then some people are going to have even better news. So I just want to make sure that our story gets told properly. And along with that, this channel's not going to be only for Silas's updates, as you've probably seen by now. By the time you're watching this video, I probably have other videos up. But if you ever want to know more about this specific journey, then you can easily find all these videos on the playlist entitled Heart Journey. But if you guys do have any questions regarding Silas's diagnosis, medication questions, anything, then feel free to ask them. I don't mind answering them. So thanks so much for watching today's video. I know it was a short update, but we hope to see you again with more good news, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.